Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sports Center brings you into coverage of NCAA Division II women's basketball, streaming exclusively on Flow College. And the first game of today's doubleheader, it's the Roberts Wesleyan Redhawks taking on the College of Staten Island Dolphins. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nicholas Pavona. Right now, joined on the call solo by myself. I expect to be joined at some point later on in the call by my broadcast partner, Joe Foreman. We were having some connectivity issues with Joe. He is currently in Florida. He was just in Myrtle Beach last night covering the CSI baseball team. At some point, if we have chance, we will be joined by Joe Foreman later on in today's game. But a pivotal game for this Dolphins team coming into tonight as they have a huge doubleheader with this Roberts Wesleyan team on both the men's and women's side. And you look at where we are right now in the standings for these two teams. The Dolphins right now come into today's contest at an 8-17 mark, 4-9 in conference play. For the Redhawks of Roberts Wesleyan, they are officially eliminated from potential opportunities to get into the ECC tournament. They are 1-12 in the season, but that lone win on the season was against this Dolphins team earlier on in the year, 75-74 the final for the Redhawks in that game. So for the Dolphins, that right now is a big game and a big factor as to why right now they don't have a lead in the ECC standings. They currently have the tiebreaker over Queens earlier on this season after defeating the Knights earlier on. And I think now going into this game for CSI, with time looming now for these two teams, and especially for the Dolphins, of course, they have to find a way to get some wins now down the stretch of the year. CSI, after today, will have just 2 games left on the regular season, and they are pretty important games for the Dolphins coming up. After today, they go on the road Wednesday to play Queens and potential win-and-in scenario in that matchup. And then they round out the season next weekend here at the Tank. On Senior Day, they take on Malloy, who currently is the 3 seed in the ECC this season. And when I have a moment, I'll be able to give the starting lineups as well for these two sides as we are about underway. Tip-off about to begin. And it's the Redhawks that win the tip-off. And there was a violation immediately on the tip-off. Don't really see that very often. So the Dolphins get the ball after the violation on the tip. Just a few seconds into this game. This is Stitchy Barnes with the ball. Barnes kicks it inside to Edmonds. Edmonds has the ball tipped away. Scramble on the floor, and a jump ball is called. For the Redhawks, their lineup tonight, number 15, Aaron Frazier. Number 20, Jada Mushat. Number 21, Ania Jones. Number 25, Christina Gonzalez. Cimararo Rubio. And number 44, Tiara Hendricks. For the Dolphins, that shot's missed off the mark, rebounded by Kane. It's the same lineup as usual for CSI. Stitchy Barnes, Shunye Edmonds, Kyra Rose, Racky Kane, and Dana Phelan. Potential for Kyra Rose to make some history tonight. I'll get into that a little bit as she passes it off to Edmonds, who now kicks it out to Barnes. Barnes kicks it inside now, back to Edmonds. Edmonds on the post, goes up with a jump shot, and banks it through. First points of the day right there for CSI. They take an early 2-0 lead. So Edmonds gets that pass on the inside, gets the first Dolphins points of the day. In our second game of our doubleheader, we'll break down the men's game against Roberts Wesleyan. That is a really big game as well, especially now for both sides. Both teams currently in the playoffs of the season that ended today. That shot off the mark, rebounded by Barnes. That last shot taken by Rubio. As there's a lay-in right there. That's Kyra Rose. Kyra Rose now just 10 points away from 1,000 points in her Dolphin career. So a potential milestone we could be watching throughout the entirety of this game. Inside pass. This is Frazier off with a jump shot off the mark. And it's rebounded by Kane. This is Phelan on the drive. Kicks it out to Kane. Kane with a long-range jumper. Gets the follow through. Racky Kane getting a nice friendly bounce right there. Puts the Dolphins now up to a quick 6-0 lead early in this game. We've seen the Dolphins a couple times this season get off the nice starts. Nice early start here. Three-point shot in as it rolls through. That last shot made by Mushat. So now 6-3 lead for the Dolphins after that last three. This is Rose who hits it off to Edmonds. Back to Rose. Rose on the drive, kicks it out to Barnes. Barnes now to Keene, who gives it up to Phelan. Phelan for three. Off the mark, and rebounded by Frazier. This is Frazier now with the ball, kicks it inside to Rubio, and Rubio gets the post move. So an early 6-0 lead now goes to 6-5. 5 quick points for the Redhawks. They now trail this game by 1. Trying to play spoiler here. And ruin the Dolphins' chances potentially of making it back to the ECC tournament. Phelan kicks it inside to Edmonds. Edmonds on the post move, goes up, under, gets the and one. Nice move on the inside by Edmonds. And she'll have an opportunity for a three-point play. Edmonds to the line to shoot one. And she follows through with the three-point play. So three-point play right there for Edmonds. She has a quick 5 points, and the Dolphins now have a 9-5 lead. This is Jones. Three-point shot now for Mushat off the mark, and it's rebounded by Edmonds. Barnes on the drive. Takes the pull-up jumper. Off the mark. Rebounded by Phelan. She'll take the long range too, and gets it to go. A nice efficient start so far for the Dolphins. An early 11-5 lead. Just 4 minutes into this first quarter. Frazier has the ball, kicks it inside to Rubio. Rubio trying to kick it to the outside, does indeed get it. Three-point shot way off the mark for Hendricks. It is rebounded right there by Jones. 8 to go on the shot clock. Jones to the inside to Frazier. Frazier on the post move. Tough shot off the mark. Would have been a shot clock violation. That is indeed the case. No jump ball there. And the Dolphins will get the basketball right back. Get a quick look at that. And one from before from Edmonds goes up, under, and gets the follow through. Nice job by Edmonds right there. This is Barnes who kicks it out now to Rose. Rose on the drive, goes up, and gets it to go. Second basket of the day for Kyra Rose. She's now 8 away. And the Dolphins now lead by 8. And the Redhawks will take a timeout. Well, if you're the Dolphins, this is exactly the start you wanted in a pivotal game. This late in the season, trying to clinch a potential playoff berth in the ECC standings. We head to our first break in this action today between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. Timeout called by Roberts Wesleyan. Dolphins lead this one 13-5. Inside pass to Rubio. She gets that one to go. And it's back to a 6-point lead as Rubio might have been hit on that play. Might have been poked in the eye as she went down with that basket. Wasn't fully able to see what happened on that play. Hopefully she is okay. I'll check on her as she goes to the sideline. Roberts Wesleyan, of course, battling not only in this game, but battling the elements on the outside. This game had to be moved up twice to an 11 a.m. start. Originally scheduled for a 1 p.m. start, but with the impending blizzard outside, this game moved up to try to get this one in before the season comes to an end. Ditto on the drive, goes up with a left-hand lay-in and gets it to fall. Juliana Ditto enters the game and makes an immediate impact. Dolphins now up by 8 once again. Frazier now looks to go into the inside, loose ball. Looks like it'll be a jump ball. Trying to get Anglin, who just checked into the game. It will be CSI basketball. Get a quick look at that last basket by Ditto. Nice move to the inside. He gets the left-hand lay-in to fall. Inside pass to Edmonds. Edmonds on the drive, goes up. Might have had her shot altered and blocked. Chance for a 2-on-1 right here for the Redhawks. Anglin loses the ball. Still has it. 2-for-1 opportunity lost. Jump shot right there for Anglin, is off the mark. That was Jones that brought the ball up. Anglin missed the jump shot. It's rebounded by Phelan. Rose to Edmonds on the inside. Edmonds goes up, misses it, and it's rebounded by Jones. Jones kicks it out to Frazier for the long two. Way off the mark. Rebounded right there by Rose. Rose might go to the basket right here, one-on-one. And trying to find Ditto on the cut right there, but it was thrown away out of bounds. It'll go right back to the Redhawks. 3:39 to go in this first quarter. That should have been a very efficient start for CSI. They are 7 of 11 to start this game. And that one gets the fall, and one right there. Jada Mushad right there with a nice and one. A red hot start for her. She now has 5 points. Will look to make it 6 with a potential and one upcoming. As I mentioned for the Redhawks, they come into today already eliminated from competition, but the Dolphins are not going to take that for granted with the already lost to them this season. Redhawks trying to play spoiler today. Weesey kicks it to Ditto. Ditto kicks it inside to Edmonds. Now to Barnes. Barnes almost loses the handle, gets the jump shot to fall. Really tough play right there for Barnes. Almost lost it on the way up. And she was able to get that back range jump shot. Back to an 8-point game. I believe a 3-second violation was called. Looks like that was indeed the case. Really difficult shot right there by Barnes that we're going to look at the next time we have a stoppage. 3 minutes now to go in the first quarter. This is Barnes. On the drive, kicks it out. Ditto for 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Frazier. Frazier kicks it up. This is Doherty. Mushad on the drive, goes up and gets another and one. How about this start for Jada Mushad? She's now got a quick start for Roberts Wesleyan. She now has 7 points. And she will once again go to the line. That free throw doesn't get the friendly bounce. It's rebounded by Kane. And the last time these two teams met, it was Ania Jones that led the way for the Redhawks with 21 points. Rose on the try, kicks it out to Kane. Kane now to Ditto. Ditto with a wide open jump shot. Off the mark. Weesey with the rebound off the mark. It's Rose that goes up with it. Gets it to fall. Count the basket and one. Kyra Rose now with an early 6 points. And now she'll go to the line for a potential and one. Second look at that sequence right there. Ditto with the miss. We see then misses, and then how about Rose? We've seen that so many times this season and over her Dolphins career. That free throw off the mark, and it's rebounded by Frazier. I mentioned that Rose coming in needed 12 points to get to 1,000. She already has half of that right now with 6 here in this first quarter. Doherty thought about taking the jump shot, kicks it to Frazier. Frazier now to Rubio, back to Doherty. Doherty on the cut, kicks it out. 3-point jump shot from Mushat, and it is a foul called on Ditto. That was one of those fouls where the referee was waiting till after the shot. Wasn't initially called as the jump shot went off. Mushat now will go for some free throws right here. Her first one falls through. Mentioned earlier we get to look at that Stitchy Barnes fall away jump shot. A really tough basket for Barnes right there. The shot hits her first 2. Was fouled at the 3-point line by Ditto. Early costly foul for the Dolphins right there. Mushat goes 3 for 3 from the line. How about the start she's had to this game already? She now has 10 first quarter points. And she'll get a well-deserved rest right here. Under 2 now to go in the quarter. Barnes to Rose. They double team almost. Now it's over to Ditto. Ditto back to Barnes. Now inside to Weesey, who kicks it out to Kane, but it was tipped. And it's stolen away by the Redhawks. This is Hendricks. Heavily covered, kicks it to Doherty to Frazier. Frazier thought about the 3. Loses the ball in transition, still has it, are the Redhawks. Rubio to Doherty. Doherty thought about the 3, now the long range 2. Gets it to fall. Megan Doherty with that long range 2. It's now a 3-point lead for CSI. Redhawks after a slow start, starting to battle back offensively. Kane to Rose. Rose with a long range 2. Off the mark. Offensive rebound by Weesey. This is Barnes now with it to Ditto. Ditto for 3. Off the mark. It's Barnes now on the offensive rebound. She gets it to go. Another second chance for the Dolphins in this first quarter. So Rose with that and one earlier, and now it's Barnes right there. As it was tipped away by Kane, still in possession of the Redhawks. Dana Phelan will check back in as well as Mushat. .5 to go in the quarter. Hendricks on the inbound. Kicks it out to Rubio. Rubio traveled. So Rubio travels right there. That's now the 5th turnover of this first quarter for the Redhawks. This is Barnes. About 12-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Phelan inside to Weesey. Weesey will go up with it and gets fouled on the way in. I believe that call was on Rubio. Dorothy Weesey goes to the line for 2 shots. That first one off the mark. Second of 2 free throws here for Weesey. And that one gets to go through. Back to a 6-point lead for CSI. Game clock and the shot clock pretty much identical at this point. The shot clock might be about a couple seconds off of the game clock. Nonetheless, the Redhawks might hold it for the last shot of the quarter. Hendricks onto the inside. This is Safeway now to Rubio, misses. Weesey with the rebound. Dolphins will have a shot at the last opportunity. Kane, pull-up jump shot. Banks it in! Racky Kane with a nice jump shot to end the first quarter as she banks it in to end this one, as the Dolphins end the first quarter with the bang right there. An impressive first quarter for CSI. They shoot 11 of 20 in that first quarter. They go into the second quarter with a 24-16 lead over the Redhawks. Start of the second quarter here at the Tank between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. A very high-scoring first quarter between these two teams. 40 points combined. Doherty with the three. And on the follow-through, she was fouled by Phelan. And for the second time in this game, the Redhawks will go for 3 free throws upcoming. It was Musha that had the three. Now it's Doherty that'll go to the line for 3 free throws. First quarter stats for these two teams. As I mentioned, the Redhawks started to get their shots to fall before the quarter ended. They finished that first quarter 6 of 15 from the field, 1 of 4 from the three-point line. For the Dolphins, they finished the first quarter with a strong, impressive start, 11 of 20 from the field. And they are hoping that they can keep this going. One of the more efficient starts we've seen this year from this Dolphins team here at the Tank. Doherty knocked down all 3 free throws. It's back to now a 5-point game. Dolphins hoping that foul trouble will not plague them in this game. Kane to Weesey. Weesey to Phelan. Phelan on the outside, kicks it to Kane. Kane on the inside on the post move. Traveled. Kane got it to fall, but in the process, traveled on the play, and it's going right back to Roberts Wesleyan. It's now the 3rd turnover for the Dolphins here in this first half. Shot to Frazier. Frazier to Rubio. Rubio with the nice move. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Barnes. Barnes into the inside. Gets that. The floater to fall. Stitchy Barnes going coast to coast on that play. And giving CSI back a 7-point lead. Barnes a player of many traits. Can rebound the ball, facilitate the ball, he can score. Showed it on that play right there. 7-point lead once again for CSI. This is Jones, and she traveled on the play. Okay, look at that last sequence for Barnes right there. You'll see getting the rebound on one end, goes all the way up in the court on the other end. Nice move to the basket, gets the tough floater off the glass to fall. She has the ball now with the Dolphins up 7 once again. Edmonds now to Phelan. Phelan now to Barnes. Barnes to Phelan. Phelan had her pass tipped, still has it. Out to Rose. Rose on the cut move. To the inside, try to go up with it. And lost it on the way up, but it still remains in possession of the Dolphins with 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. We do have some Red Hawk faithful here. They made the trip from Rochester. Kudos to them for making this trip, as I mentioned, with the impending blizzard outside. Inbound pass to Phelan. 4 on the shot clock. 3, 2, 1. Phelan for 3. and it did not hit the rim. It's a shot clock violation. You can certainly feel a certain energy in this building here today. Make that point in just a moment. Rubio on the inside has Edmonds on her, who kicks it out now. This is Moose shot for three. Off the mark, and it's rebounded by Rose. Rose cuts. Looked like it was going maybe to Edmonds or Kane. It was tipped on the way to Kane. Kane looking for someone to go, kicks it out to Phelan. Phelan to Kane. Kane for the long range two. Off the mark. Loose ball, and it's rebounded by Frazier. This is Musha now with it. Kicks it out to Doherty. Doherty to Rubio on the inside. Rubio with the jump shot. Off the mark, rebounded by Phelan. Phelan to Rose, a beautiful pass, and Rose with the left-handed lay-in. A really tough pass right there by Phelan, getting it over a couple of defenders. Rose gets it to fall. She's had an incredible start to this game. Moose shot for three. And speaking of incredible starts, she knocks down another triple. It is now a 6-point lead again. Back and forth affair so far early on in this game. Edmonds to Barnes. Barnes drives, goes up with it, and that one was just too easy for Stitchy Barnes. Back to an 8-point lead for CSI. And they left Jones uncovered, and a mishap right there in the Dolphin defense. And Nicole Sarcone certainly will not be happy about that as she calls a timeout. Well, everything was going right for the Dolphins before that last play happened. But a mental lapse in the defense allowing Jones to get the easy basket puts the Redhawks within 6, and the Dolphins call a timeout. They do get a nice play right here from Phelan to Kyra Rose. She is approaching the 1,000 career point mark. She is now 4 points away from that mark. Her team leads this one with 6:32 in the first half, 30-24. .632 to go here in the first half between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. It is a 30-24 lead for CSI in this first half of a really big matchup for the Dolphins, trying to get one step closer to clinching a potential spot in the ECC tournament. Dolphins made it all the way to the championship game last season. Have to go a long way to get back there this year, but they first have to clinch a spot. Edmonds to Kane, now to Rose. Rose gets the screen from Kane on the drive. Look to pass it, and the Dolphins get a big break right there on the kickball violation. I mentioned before there's certain energy in the building today. As this game was just about to tip off, we had a final from Milan, Italy in the U.S. men's hockey game. The USA getting their first gold medal since 1980, defeating Team Canada in overtime 2-1. As Stitchy Barnes gets that floater to fall. Another big basket for Barnes. And it seems like every time the Redhawks answer, the Dolphins with an answer right back. Barnes now has 10 points in this first half. Great start for her and Kyra Rose. Tough shot right there off the mark from Anglin. And now Barnes has it. Barnes to the outside to Kane. Kane to the outside to Barnes. And a 3-second violation called, I believe, Racky Kane. We'll say, knowing from the USA result, I didn't get to see it live. But judging by how the other side of the table reacted before the tip-off happened, had a certain sense that it was a good thing that the USA got that job done. As that foul is called on the Dolphins, Aaron Frazier will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So a big congratulations to Team USA on their victory today. Aaron Frazier at the line for 2 free throws. That first one off the mark. Second of 2 for Frazier. That one rattles in. And it's back to a 7-point lead for CSI. Hit the 5-minute mark here in the first half. Barnes to Kane, now off to Edmonds to now Phelan. Phelan drives, kicks it out to Kane. Kane now to Phelan. Phelan gets a screen from Rose. Now gives it to Rose. Rose now on the drive. Loose ball and turnover by the Dolphins. As soon as Kyra Rose got into the inside, they created a double team on the inside, forced her to kick it out to Edmonds. But it hit off the hand of Edmonds and went out of bounds. Dolphins now with 5 turnovers here in this first half. Doherty to Frazier. Frazier now to Jones. Jones on the post movement. Off the mark, reared by Barnes. Barnes been very active in this first half. She kicks it out to Phelan, who tried to kick it inside to Rose, and it's just a really not a great pass right there by Phelan. Kicked out to the Moose shot for 3. And that one off the mark, rebounded by Kane. She finds Edmonds. Edmonds will slow it up and give the Dolphins a chance to get down the court. This is Kane who kicks it out now to Rose. Rose on the drive on the baseline, goes up with it, and is rejected, I believe, by Frazier. And it will be Red Hawk basketball. Really good job right there by Aaron Frazier. Not committing the foul. And able to get awarded a block on that play. Under 4 minutes now to go in the first half. Dolphin lead still by 7. This is Doherty who kicks it out. This is Seafang. Seafang goes up, under, floater, off the mark, and it's Edmonds that comes down with the rebound. Juliana Ditto now with it. Ditto will slow it up. Try to draw something here for CSI. This is now Weesey. Gets the screen from Edmonds, and she kicks it out to Phelan. Phelan off the screen, drives under the inside. Cannot get the floater to fall, but she does get the offensive rebound. Phelan now to Ditto. Ditto trying to find Rose. She was maybe expecting her to cut on the play. But Rose did not do that, but the Dolphins still have the basketball. 13 to go on the shot clock. Rose will be the inbounder. Kicks it out to Phelan. Phelan on the inside to Weesey, who kicks it out to Edmonds. Edmonds loses it on the way up, and it's turned it over. Doherty kicks it up to Mushat. Mushat goes up with it, gets it to fall. Another CSI turnover, and this time it leads to transition points. It's now a 5-point lead for the Dolphins. You have to think, despite the efficient start for CSI to start this game, one thing Nicole Sarcone and her team would love to clean up are the turnovers that they've had here in the first half. They now have 9. Phelan for 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Frazier. Dolphins all of a sudden went from a really good start in this game in terms of turnover differential to now at a -3 in this one. Inside pass to Anglin. Anglin goes up and under, kicks it out to Seafang. And on the way, it was called a 3-second violation on Anglin. So a 3-second violation. Seen a couple of those here in this first half. Once again, the Dolphins without the basketball. That's now 7 turnovers on the Redhawks. Barnes will bring the ball up for CSI. 2:15 to go in the first half. Ditto gets the screen, pull up, jump shot, gets it to fall. It's a scoring drive right there for the Dolphins. Juliana Ditto, that pull up range jump shot. But CSI back up 7. This is Doherty off the screen, now kicks it out. And that pass to Seafang was off the mark, stolen away by Barnes. Barnes kicks it to Weesey. Weesey on the drive, gets it to fall. Dolphins go from defense to offense, and they get another turnover forced this time by Edmonds, and she is fouled on the play. A great sequence right there for CSI in the last couple of seconds. Able to force a couple of turnovers on that play. They now have a 9-point lead with 1:32 to go in this first half. Their largest lead is currently at this point in time right now. Ditto out to Barnes. Barnes to Phelan on the inside. Phelan back out to Barnes. Barnes loses on the way. It's a loose scramble on the court. And a jump ball is called. Get a quick look if we have a chance at that sequence with the Dolphins forcing a turnover. You'll see right there the errant pass. The 2-on-1 break and a nice pass from Barnes to Weesey on that play. It's a 9-point lead for CSI, their largest lead of the first half. To extend it to potential double-digit lead. Inbound pass goes to Barnes. She passes it to Phelan. Phelan long 3. That's it, a fall before the buzzer. Dana Phelan with good heads-up awareness to knock in that 3 just before the shot clock expired. And the Dolphins' lead extends to 12. Rubio looking to find Hendricks, throws it away. Turnover, Redhawks. .50 seconds to go in now the half. A 12-point lead now for CSI. Barnes back out to Phelan. Phelan, another long-range 3. Splash! Dana Phelan with back-to-back 3s. And the Dolphins leading now sends to 15. Frazier on the post. Goes up with it. Misses. Loose ball. Scrambled. Picked up by Barnes on the rebound. Barnes to Phelan. Phelan still able to keep the ball in bounds. Dolphins can hold for the final shot. Up and under for Barnes off the mark. Reared by Rubio. Loose ball scramble. Still scramble. Doherty picks it up. Doherty up and under on the fake. It gets it to fall with 2 seconds left. And the Dolphins had an inbound violation right there. How about the last couple of seconds here at the tank? And the Redhawks will take a timeout to try to draw up something with 1:3 to go on the clock. Let's get a look first at that Phelan 3 before the shot clock expired. You'll see on your screen 2 to go on the clock, maybe even a second to go on the clock. And Phelan knocks down the first of 2 triples. A huge shot to put CSI up now, at that point up by 12. She would then knock down another 3 to put them up 15. And that last back by Doherty put them back, the Redhawks back within 13. So with 1:3 to go on the clock, we'll stay right here for the final play of the first half. I assume I will be joined by women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone once this first half concludes. She's had to like the start the Dolphins have had in terms of shooting in this game. They will go into the second half shooting 57% from the field. But the one margin for error they've had in this half has been turnovers, so something they would like to fix going into the second half. Inbound pass here from Musha. They'll try to draw up something here. That pass was tipped out of bounds. Now just 0.4 on the clock. Going to be a really tough catch and shoot if they have it, and they will not really be able to have it. Inbound to Frazier, and that will be the end of the first half here at the Tank. Dolphins knocking down some big shots before the end of the first half. Their lead was 1 point, was up by 15. They go into the first half leading 42-29 over Roberts Wesleyan. In just a few short moments, I'll be joined on the court by CSI women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone with the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report. All right, Nicholas Bavona rejoining you here on the broadcast. Nicole Sarcone and her staff are going to go into the locker room here at the end of this first half. So no TLC Physical Therapy halftime report here, but our team certainly has a nice start to this first half. They go into the second half leading 42-29. About 12:45 to go in this break time. So what we'll do is we'll take a short break here on CSI Sportsnet. When we come back, second half action between the Dolphins and the Redhawks here, right exclusively on Flow College.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Nicholas Pavona rejoining you for the second half action between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. It is a 42-29 CSI first half lead heading into the second half. A really strong, efficient start for the Dolphins that put them up by 13 heading into the second half. Dolphins, as I mentioned before, the first half ended shooting 57% from the field to end that first half. A couple big threes as well from Dana Phelan to end the first half, too, helping the Dolphins get to as large as a 15-point lead in that first half. Meanwhile, for the Redhawks, they really could use some production outside of Jada Mushad, who had an impressive first half. 15 points of 5 of 9 shooting. But the rest of her team have combined for just 14 points, and half of them as well are from number 10, Megan Doherty. So outside of Doherty and Mushad, they really haven't had much production. And if they are going to come back in this game and play spoiler, they will really need someone to provide that production to begin the second half. For the Dolphins, as I mentioned, it's been a very efficient start for them. Barnes with 10, Phelan with 8, Rose with 8, Evans with 5, Kane with 4, Ditto with 4. Very impressive offensive first half. And as I mentioned also, if there's one thing the Dolphins would like to clean up here in the second half, it's the turnovers. Mouchette on the drive, off the mark, reared by Phelan. Kicks it out to Rose. Both teams ended the first half. A correction. Now looking at it, there was a correction in the stats. The Dolphins with 10 turnovers in the first half. The Redhawks with 9. So a +1 on the differential for Roberts Wesleyan. Edmonds goes up, under, tries to get it, misses, and Barnes with the rebound. Did not hit the rim. 5 to go on the shot clock. Kane to Barnes. Barnes, left-handed layup, off the mark. Edmonds gets the rebound. She goes up with it and misses it, and it's rebounded by Frazier. Couple chances right there for the Dolphins. They had a couple of second chance opportunities in that first half. This is Jones. Kicks it onto the inside. Frazier goes up with it. Misses it off the mark, reared by Phelan. Kyra Rose. Out to Kane for the long 2. Off the mark, another offensive reared by Edmonds. And on her second attempt, Edmonds was fouled on the way up. This time by Aaron Frazier. Second foul on the day for Frazier. Now we'll put Edmonds at the line. Well, we talked about it earlier as well, the importance of this game for CSI. The Dolphins right now heading into today, the last spot in the ECC standings. I have to adjust my camera towards my left. That camera will not stay in place. Keep it on the main camera for now while I fix that. As Edmonds does go 2 for 2. I am a one-man crew here today. Unfortunately, my broadcast partner for the majority of our games this season, Joe Foreman, not able to join me. A lot of connectivity issues here on campus. So Joe, unfortunately, will not be able to join me for this game, and we'll see if maybe we can get him in for the second game of our doubleheader in the men's action. That game's scheduled to tip off at 1 p.m. Rubio, moose shot for 3. Off the mark, hitting the back half of the rim, and it goes out of bounds. CSI basketball. As I mentioned, for the women, them holding that last spot is a really bad turnover right there for CSI. And that's something that I mentioned, that the turnovers have been really something that's been the only bad thing for the Dolphins in that half. Costly turnover right there leads to an easy 2 for Mouchette. She now has 17. Kick inside and another Dolphin turnover. And something that's also played the Dolphins this season has been their start to the second halves. A lot of third quarter trouble for the Dolphins this season. They are now 0 for 4 to start the quarter in terms of shooting. And now back-to-back turnovers right there. Doherty inside to Jones. Jones inside to Frazier. Frazier goes up with it, and a tough basket right there by Aaron Frazier. Had Racky Kane draped all over her. And the Redhawks have now cut the lead to 10. As they now force a trap kind of pressure full court. And they get the turnover. It's Frazier that forces it. She gets the lay-in, and it's back to a single-digit lead. Timeout, Dolphins. How about this start to the second half for Roberts Wesleyan? At 1 point, trailing by 15 in the first half. They came into the second half down 13. It's now an 8-point lead for CSI as we head to this timeout by CSI, a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back in a few short moments. And we are back here at the tank with 7:21 to go in the third quarter. A 13-point halftime lead for the Dolphins, now trimmed down to 8. 43-45. It's now the lead for CSI. Another half-court trap. And they are going to force another turnover. But the Dolphins get it right back. And Racky Kane will not be able to get the ball up the court. So the 10-second violation right there. How about this second half start for Roberts Wesleyan defensively? They have enforced that full press defense on this half side of the court. And the Dolphins just have been having a lot of trouble getting the ball up the court. Inside pass off the mark as Frazier went up with it, rebounded by Weesey. First time in a couple minutes, the Dolphins able to bring the ball up. This is Weesey now, gets the screen, almost turns it over. Trying to kick it out to Ditto, and in the process is fouled. And that was Frazier on the foul. I believe that's her third. That's indeed her third foul of this game. Frazier had 12 points and 11 rebounds the last time the two teams met. It's a big part of the Redhawks win the first time these two teams met. And she is in some foul trouble a few minutes into this second half. As they attend to a wet spot on the court. Dolphins will inbound it here from just in front of their bench. This is Singer now with it. Kicks it inside to Kane. Kane inside to Edmonds. Edmonds goes up with it and gets the friendly bounce. A much-needed basket for CSI right there. Their first field goal of the second half. And it's back to a 10-point lead. Rubio to the outside. This is Jones for the long three. Rattles out, rebounded by Weesey. Up the court to Edmonds. Edmonds will slow it up, back out to Weesey. Weesey now to Ditto. Ditto for three. Off the mark. Loose ball, rebounded by Jones. Jones on the drive. Keeps with it, and it's an offensive foul. Weesey drawing the charge right there. And it goes right back to CSI. Jones called for the foul right there. That's her first. Good defensive play right there by Weesey. And we'll see now how the Dolphins can adapt to this trap defense that the Redhawks have established here to start the half. Inbound to Singer, inbounds it now to Weesey. To Edmonds, now to Ditto. Ditto to Edmonds. Dolphins with a good job right there to get the ball up the court. Singer to Ditto. Ditto gets the screen, kicks it out to Edmonds. Edmonds now to Singer. 10 to go on the shot clock. Singer to Ditto, 5 to go on the clock. Singer, or excuse me, that's Ditto, and it's missed, rebounded by Rubio. Really tough shot for Ditto right there. The clock winding down. Inside pass to Frazier. Outside to Mushat. Now Doherty. Doherty to Frazier. Frazier goes up and under, and it was tipped by Ditto. It goes out of bounds with 7 on the shot clock. Seven seconds to go on the shot clock. Inbound pass to Mushat. Now to Doherty. Doherty loses it on the way. 3 now on the clock. Frazier has to put up a shot. Off the mark. Loose ball, out of bounds. And it's CSI basketball. And that will lead to immediate timeout. Under 5 minutes to go now here in the third quarter. As the Redhawks have cut the deficit now to 10. It is a 45-35 lead for CSI after this media timeout. .456 to go here in the third quarter between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. It is a 45-35 lead for CSI. And maybe a commentator's jinx from me. I mentioned how efficient the Dolphins started this game in the first half. Since the half has started here in the third quarter, they are 1 of 7 to start the quarter. But despite that fact, they still have a double-digit lead in this game. Joe likes to call me Jinx Supreme. I think I might have had a little bit of a case right there. Didn't want to accept that moniker a couple of days ago. Singer with a really looking awkward shot. Didn't know if she wanted to pass it or shoot it. Nonetheless, it was rebounded by Frazier. This is Mushat who kicks it out to Doherty. Shot now to Jones. Rubio to Frazier. 6 to go on the shot clock. Frazier with a behind-the-back move. Pulls up the floater. Off the mark. And rebounded by Kane. A strong defensive possession right there for CSI. The Redhawks down, meanwhile, are 3 of 10 since this third quarter started. Inside pass to Edmonds. Out to Kane. Kane back to Edmonds. Edmonds long range 2. Gets it to fall. We've seen that so many times this season from Edmonds. He's on the other side of the court. Ditto is called for the foul. Mushat going to the lines. We get a second look at that last jump shot by Edmonds. Creating the space on the baseline. Again, that long-range 2 to fall. Another 12-point lead for CSI. As the first 2 for Musha is off the mark. She's now 3 of 6 from the free throw line. It's the second of 2. It's an 11-point lead now for CSI. 3:32 to go in the third. Reese kicks it up to Edmonds. Dolphins will have numbers if they push it. And they thought about going with it, but they'll slow it up. Rose trying to pass it somewhere, but Frazier giving her a really tough time there. Still Dolphins ball. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. Rose on the move, kicks it out to Kane. 2 on the clock. And how about the play from Jones? She forces the jump ball. 1 second on the shot clock. Good heads-up awareness right there from Ania Jones. We'll see what the Dolphins can draw up here with 1 second. It would have to be a very quick catch and shoot, or maybe an alley-oop play. And they try to kick it inside to Rose, and the Dolphins will turn it over on the shot clock violation. How much Rose could do right there with a bunch of bodies right there for the Redhawks. Exactly 3 minutes to go now in the third quarter. This is Hendricks with it. The inside to Frazier. Frazier to Jones, and that might have been rejected on the back from Kane. And Frazier then forces the turnover, and then she throws it right back to Kane. This is Rose on the drive, kicks it inside to Edmonds, and a nice find from Kyra Rose. A really good find right there by Rose, who was double teamed on the way inside the paint. And Edmonds gets the easy 2. That shot off the mark. It's now rebounded by Ditto. Ditto to Rose. Rose to Kane. Kane with a jump shot. Gets it to fall. Racky Kane gets the 2 to fall. And there was a foul, I believe, called after the play. And it was Edmonds that was called for the foul on the play. It was like maybe a push-off as she was going up for the rebound. As the Redhawks will take a timeout, we get a second look at that play from Kyra Rose. A beautiful find to find Edmonds on the inside. And with that timeout, we'll take another quick break here on Flow College. Dolphin lead back up to 15. They have tied their largest lead of the game. They lead this one 51-36. .209 to go here in the third quarter at the tank. It's a 15-point lead once again for the Dolphins. They lead this one 51-36. They have tied their largest lead of the game. Racky King getting the last points for the Dolphins on the long range 2. 2 minutes to go. This is Hendricks, the move shot for 3. Splash. I said it for the other team. Oh, I'm not going to hear the end of that one for Joe. My instincts took over me right there. It was nothing but net, but to be fair, it's a 12-point lead now for the Dolphins. Inside pass to Edmonds, and she's fouled on the way up. I have been waiting a text to see if Joe's going to kick me off the air after saying that last basket. We are not biased towards these teams, keep in mind. So I would like to point that out too. That last three for Mushad, meanwhile, gives her 21 points in this game. Been an incredible mark for her today. If I have a chance, I'll look to see what her career high is. This first three there falls through. And there's the text from Joe. Both free throws are good. Yeah, can't really make that one up, Joe. Joe, of course, watching from, of course, watching this game with his father in Florida. As I mentioned earlier, at Myrtle Beach last night, covered the Dolphins baseball team, and their first couple games of the season at the Ripken Experience. Dolphins forced the turnover. This is now Rose, but the Dolphins lost the handle, and now it's a turnover forced by Roberts Wesleyan. Jump shot right there off the mark for Jones, rebounded by Phelan. 1 minute to go now here in the quarter. Rose will take her time. 8 to go on the shot clock. Rose on the drive. Trying to get past Jones. Trying to go up with it. And was tangled up on the way by Jones. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. We saw earlier the Dolphins having 1 second now. Now they'll have 2 right here. We'll see what they draw up. This time they have Rose on the inbound. And they try to get it to Ditto. Ditto gets the 3. Off the mark. Weesey with the rebound. And that one's also off the mark. That one rebounded by Anglin. Doherty with the ball. They could hold for the final shot. Doherty goes up and under with it, and it's off the mark. Rebounded by Edmonds. Dolphins now potentially go for the final shot. And then they will take their time here. They will hold for the final. Phelan does have space. She thought about the 3 right there. Ditto has it with 6 seconds. Ditto to Phelan. Phelan gets the screen. 3 shot is off the mark. That was a tough shot with Seafang and Hendricks all over her on that play. And that will end the third quarter of play here at the Tank. The Dolphins now lead this one 53-39. As we head into the fourth quarter, the Dolphins trying to pick up an all-important conference win and keep their spot in the ECC standings when we come back from this commercial break. And we are back for the start of the fourth quarter here at the Tank between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. And I will have some unfortunate news. I have now been banned from saying splash by my broadcast partner, Joe Foreman, and I probably deserve it after that comment I made as Mushad made that 3 earlier in the third quarter. Like I said, instincts took the best of me on that play. About to start the fourth quarter here. It's a 14-point lead for CSI. Redhawks will start the quarter with the ball. Seafang kicks it out to Doherty. Doherty down to Rubio. It's a turnover forced by the Dolphins. We see to Rose. Rose now to Ditto. Ditto So now back out to Rose. Gets the screen from Edmonds, goes up and under, goes with it, and it's off the mark. Hendricks with the rebound. An immediate foul called on Weesey. Mentioned earlier also for Jada Musha in terms of points. She has 21 points in this game. The freshman's career high is 28 points. That came earlier on in December of last year. Has a chance to break that mark here. But first, would like to get her team back into this game. Currently not on the court. This is Jones, rejected by Edmonds. Loose ball, Seafang has it, kicks it outside. This is Jones again. Misses it off the mark. Loose ball again. It's still loose, and it's now once again picked up by the Redhawks. Doherty to Seafang. Seafang with the floater. Off the mark. And it's Weesey with the rebound. Long pass to Phelan. Phelan has an open three. Off the mark. And how about that? Kyra Rose is now 2 points away from 1,000. The good old look what I found on that play for Rose. It's a 16-point lead for CSI, their largest of the game. And instinctively on that Phelan three, I did not know what I was going to say, as that shot was altered by Edmonds. She goes up the court with it. Edmonds takes the contact and draws the foul. Yeah, look at that last sequence for the Dolphins. Phelan with that open three, missed it. The Redhawks got the ball, but it was a great heads-up play by Ditto. She was able to punch it out, and hopefully maybe they gave her an assist on that play. That was a really good find by her, and I'll have to talk to the other side. Kyra Rose is now dig at the basket, but I believe Ditto should have been accredited with an assist on that play, as that free throw was good. All right, Joe said I'm not officially banned. I'll make sure also to relay that Ditto should probably get an assist on that play. And the Dolphins forcing another turnover, and Weesey is drawn for the foul, and the Dolphin bench, you can see for a split second, they were not happy with the foul call for once, because Kyra Rose would have had a wide open opportunity to get 1,000 career points. There was not a defender in sight, but the foul stopped her in her tracks. So she'll remain 2 points away from that historic mark. See if she gets an opportunity on this possession right here. This is Ditto with the ball, 8 minutes to go in the quarter. Rose on the drive, and she will go to the free throw line, no basket. We'll see if that is a shooting foul. That might just be a normal foul, and it is indeed the case. And again, the Dolphin faithful not happy. Normally, when you have a foul called against the other side, you are happy about it. But with the potential history mark right there for Rose, 2 opportunities on this side of the court. And she's been held up twice. Weesey now with it. Goes up with the jump shot and gets that one to fall. It is a 20-point lead now for the Dolphins. Mushat, what a play. She's now got 23 points. It's back to an 18-point lead. Rose will bring it up. Rose to Weesey. Weesey to Rose. Rose on the cut for 1,000 career points off the mark. Phelan gets the rebound and gets the follow through. Back to a 20-point lead. It's Mushat again going up with it. Off the mark, rated by Phelan. They have a chance to get Rose the 1,000 right here. Ditto to Rose. And Rose thought about it, but she'll hold up. And it looks like she was trying to pass it to Weesey, but on the way, lost the handle, and it's a turnover. Now one forced by Jones. This is Frazier to Mushat. Mushat goes up with it, and she is fouled on the way. She will now head to the free throw line for her 8th and 9th free throw of this game. Also relayed over to give Juliana Ditto an assist on that play for Rose that got her to 10 points in this game. And we'll trust that that has been inputted into this live stats. As Musha knocks down the free throw. It's a 19-point lead once again for CSI. Trying to hold on this game. That second one falls. Depending on other results in the ECC the next couple of days, this could be maybe a deciding factor for the Dolphins. Keep in mind with that matchup looming against Queens, that might be a win-and-in scenario regardless. It'll all depend on tiebreakers potentially, unless the Dolphins get the win on Wednesday. Ditto goes up with it and is fouled on the way. And she'll head to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Well, I have a moment. I'll look at the remaining schedules for the teams on the outside right now with the Dolphins. Right now, Queens is playing Stack at this current moment in time. I'll see if I can get a score update between those two teams. That's a big matchup. Considering right now the Dolphins are tied with Queens for the last spot. And Stack is right now a half game behind both of those teams in the standings. So a huge matchup right there. As Ditto does knock down both free throws. It is a 20-point lead once again for the Dolphins. This is Frazier with it. Rubio. To Musha to Doherty. Doherty to Frazier. Frazier has the opportunity. Might have been rejected. Second opportunity is off the mark. Has a chance for a third opportunity, but it's Weesey that comes down with the rebound. Rose trying to get it there, but turns it over. Frazier will have an opportunity at easy lay-in, and she gets it to fall, as Weesey did give her an opportunity to get a block, but to no avail. We have a next stoppage. I will give an update at the matchup between Queens and Stack and Sparkhill. This is Ditto now with it. And she had it poked away by Musha. A great play by her once again. And how about that spin move, but Jones not able to finish. Failing out to Edmonds. To Ditto. Now out to Phelan. Phelan now to Rose. Rose with a pump fake. Goes out to Ditto. Ditto for 3. Off the mark. Weesey gets the offensive rebound. That one off the mark as well. And rebounded by Frazier. Kick that side to Doherty. Doherty now will dance around the baseline. Kicks it out now to Jones. Rubio. Moose shot for 3. Off the mark, readed by Weesey. Don't worry, Joe. I wasn't going to say splash this time around. As Ditto brings the ball up the court. 4:35 to go in regulation. Weesey has it, kicks it out now to Ditto. Ditto for 3. Again off the mark. Offensive rebound by Edmonds, and it's off the mark once again. And Rubio gets the rebound. Loose ball by me. It is Mushat that gets it. Frazier thought about the long range too. Rubio on the inside gets it the fall. 16-point lead once again for CSI, as the Redhawks will force the half-court trap. Pass the Ditto to Edmonds. Edmonds will slow it up. She kicks it out to Ditto. Ditto kicks it into the inside. Long range two for Edmonds, off the mark. And Ditto on the exchange is fouled as she went for the offensive rebound putback. She'll go to the line now for 2 free throws. And we'll have a media timeout. So perfect time now for me to bring up that score in Sparkhill. The Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas right now leading Queens 71-57 with 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. If that score does hold on, both Queen, right now that would lead to Stack going to 5-10. in conference play, and they would leapfrog Queens in the conference standings as they would drop to 4-10 in conference play. In terms of what Stack has done this season against the Dolphins, they won the first meeting 62-58. They then lost the last meeting 59-50. The Dolphins, if they're able to hold on, they would go to 5-9 and would have a half-game lead over Stack and a full one-game lead over Queens in the standings. As I mentioned as well, for Queens, after today, they'll be back at home on Wednesday when they take on the Dolphins. And then they round out their season on next Saturday at UDC. Looking at ahead to the Stack schedule as well now of things. After this game for Stack, they have just one game remaining on the season. That is next week, next Saturday at Mercy. A really tough matchup for the Spartans right now, facing the number 2 team in the conference who's battling for a 1 seed. And for the Dolphins, after today, they will head to Queens on Wednesday, as I mentioned. And then next Saturday, senior day here at the Tank, they'll take on the Lions of Malloy University. A huge, huge couple of days here in the ECC standings. But that result for CSI is a result they like to hear. It gives them the one-game lead on Queens. And with them splitting the means between them and the Spartans, it would then come down to a tiebreaker as Ditto knocks down the first free throw. 3:45 to go in regulation. Ditto knocks down both free throws. Ditto with a nice impact off the bench in this game. She will finish potentially with 8 points. This is Jones with it. To Anglin. Anglin to Doherty. Doherty tried to kick it inside. Turnover forced by Rose. Rose on the drive for 1,000 points off the mark. And she will head to the free throw line. So Kyra Rose will have an opportunity right here. 2 big free throws. The Tank is hoping for a big opportunity right here. And she misses the first half of the 2. So will not have an opportunity right here to get it. And she does hit the second. So she's at 999. 1 point away from getting it. 3:16 to go in the fourth quarter. If you're a Dolphin fan, you would love to see her get it here on their own home turf before they head to Queens on Wednesday. Farrah Brow has it, kicks it to Anglin. Anglin up and under on the post move, off the mark, read by Edmonds. She kicks it out to Rose. Rose on the drive, almost turned it over. Barnes with a jump shot, gets it to fall. Stitchy Barnes having herself a nice game as well. She now has 12 points. Timeout called by the Redhawks. Dolphin lead now extends to 21, their largest lead of this game. 68-47 the score, with 2:37 to go in regulation. Now, in terms of the player of the game, if Kyra Rose is able to get it done, I will be joined by her on the court. Could potentially be joined by 2 players as well. Be really tough to decipher who gets it. A couple Dolphins in double figures in this game. Barnes with 12, Phelan with 10, Rose with 11, Shanae Emmons with 16. It'll be a very interesting last couple of minutes here in this game. But all importantly for the Dolphins, a much-needed win after losing that heartbreaker the first time these two teams met. It looks like they're going to be able to hold on to this game They go to 5-9 in conference play. And I'm looking to see as well what happened with UDC as well. Keep in mind for the Dolphins, they split their meetings with the Firebirds this season. They recently just played last week here at the Tank. Dolphins would go to 5-9 in conference play, would be a game back of the Firebirds in the standings. And they have 2 games left against Amloy on Wednesday and next Saturday at home against Queens. So that's something also to keep in mind for the Dolphins. They still have a shot at the number 5 seed at the end of this day. Inside pass to Anglin. Outside 3-point opportunity right there off the mark. It is rebounded and it's missed. That was Granada. This is Rose now with it. Get the sense that the Dolphins are going to try to find a way to give Rose the ball. Rose. And you can see they keep double teaming her as soon as she gets inside of the paint. They're trying to kick it to her. Rose on the post. Goes up with it and is fouled. And she will have another opportunity. Kyra Rose will go up for 2 more free throws and is 1 point away. I will keep myself silent. As Joe knows, I don't like to talk during free throws. And the first one off the mark. And here we go, folks. You can cut the tension with a knife. Second opportunity for Rose right here. And she gets 1,000 career points. Kyra Rose on the second of 2 free throws has eclipsed the 1,000 career point mark in her CSI Dolphins career. And she is being congratulated on the court by her CSI teammates. And you had to think for Rose, that had to feel a lot of weight on her shoulders to get to that mark. And an incredible mark for Rose. She gets it done with 1:53 to go in the 4th quarter. And she gets a well-deserved standing ovation from not only her teammates, but the attending fans here in attendance at the Tank. An incredible feat for Rose and what has been an incredible career for her here at the Tank. Rose with 1,000 career points. I'll get to talk to her after this game is over. She will be our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game. Three-point shot for Lynch. Off the mark. Still Red Hawks ball. This is Brow. Brow out to Granada for 3. And she knocks it through. Granada knocks down the 3. It's back to 19-point lead for the Dolphins. Inside pass. Edmonds now has 18 points. Dolphins back up 21. And that will do it for the Dolphins starters in this game. They will be able to get their starters out with 1:10 to go in this quarter. This has got to feel good for this Dolphins team. They came into today on a 4-game losing streak. A couple of games they were in it to the very end, were not able to get the job done. And they were able to get this victory here today. Not only get Kyra Rose 1,000 career points as that shot was off the mark. Might have been tipped by Rocky Key in that play. But not only were they able to get that important mark, they were able to get an important conference win, a win that they desperately needed with this last couple games left in the season. And they will now have a great opportunity to make the playoffs if they can take care of business their next 2 games. That shot is not going to be rejected, as it was a foul called on Stitchy Barnes. Well, they are about to go final at Sparkill. St. Thomas Aquinas is going to win that game over Queens. So, really big win for the Dolphins in this game. They will go to 5-9 and will have sole possession of 6th place in the conference. They will be a full game up on Queens and a half game up on Stack. Just a few games remaining in this season. As both free throws are knocked down, 19-point lead for the Dolphins. As that basket gets the fall. Maya McGee gets that last basket. Dolphins are back up 21. And a foul is called. England kicks it out. This is Frankova. Red Hawks will fall for the final shot. Outside pass. Granada for 3 to end the game. Gets it a fall, and that will conclude it. Granada does knock down that 3, but that will do it from the tank. As the Dolphins pick up an all-important conference win over the Red Hawks. They win this one by the final of 73-55. And with the result as well in Sparkill, the Dolphins now will have sole possession of the last spot in the ECC standings with 1 week to go in the regular season. Some standouts for this game for the Dolphins. I mentioned 4 players in different figures for CSI in this game. Stitchy Barnes with 12, Dana Phelan with 10, Shanae Edmonds with 18, and of course Kyra Rose with 12 points. She officially enters the 1,000 career point mark. I'll be joined on the court by her in just a few short moments with the TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. And just as we'll be right back from this break. All right, I am joined on the court by our TSC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, and fitting it is Kyra Rose that gets our Player of the Game opportunity. First, Kyra, congratulations on the 1,000 career point arc. Tell me, what does that mean for you in terms of what you've gone through in your Dolphins career over these past 4 years?
It really means a lot. I've been here for 4 years, and I've been working hard every day for this, so I'm just excited. I'm happy.
And talk to me as well about the importance of this game now. Your team getting a huge victory this late in the season, battling for a playoff spot with just a couple games left in the year. Talk to me about the importance of this game and how you guys will follow through in the next 2 games at the end of the regular season.
For the rest of the season, we're just on kill mode. We need all 3 of these. We needed all 3 of these wins, so that's what we did today. We worked hard and we got it.
Kyra, once again, congratulations on the 1,000 career point mark. Go and celebrate with your teammates, and well-deserved congratulations to you, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
As Kyra Rose, as she is joined off the court by her teammates. A well-deserved congratulations for Kyra and an incredible mark here for her as the Dolphins get an all-important win here at the Tank. I mentioned for Rose now 1,000 career points in her CSI career. And for the Dolphins as well, they now have a full one-game lead over Queens for the last spot in the ECC and a half-game lead over Stack for that elusive 6th seed in the ECC standings. And for CSI as well, they're now a full game back of the Firebirds for the number 5 seed in the ECC. So that is still on the table for CSI in the final 2 games of the regular season. For this Dolphins women's team, the next time they are action, I mentioned it earlier, it will be this upcoming Wednesday in Flushing, New York. They head on the road to take on Queens College. Dolphins already having a win over the Knights this season, looking to take the season series. The Knights, meanwhile, will be in must-win territory to keep their season alive. But that is the first of 2 games here at the Tank today. In about 26 minutes, we will have our second game of our doubleheader between the Red Hawks and the Dolphins. It's the men's side of action. We'll talk about the importance of this game for both sides as both teams currently in the playoff race, looking to further establish themselves in the ECC standings. For Nicholas Pavona, for the rest of our staff here at CSI, thank you so much for tuning into our first game of our doubleheader. We hope to have you for our second game of our doubleheader action as well, when the Red Hawks and the Dolphins take part in our second game of our East Coast Conference, doubleheader right here on CSI Sportsnet, exclusively on Flow College.